In 2012, I was at the end of the most epic battle of my life. 2 years earlier, my son was diagnosed with autism. I responded to this news by employing every time management, productivity, and motivational hack I could find. You ever have a moment where you think you can outsmart life if you just find the right day planner? Yes. I had highlighters and a color-coded strategy. If time management would have been an Olympic sport, I would have medaled. I was hustling so hard. I just wanted to show up and say, I got you, to the things in my life that mattered. My work, my marriage, and of course my kids. I was sure I could do it. I just needed to find that thing called work-life balance. If I could find work-life balance, my family would be okay. Man, life looked at me and said, oh, sweetheart, you better strap in. Because in those 2 years, autism destroyed me. In 2012, I was a puddle of despair on my bathroom floor. I was just trying to figure out what the hell I had done wrong. I couldn't say I got you to anything. I wasn't meeting expectations at work. My marriage was over. And I didn't have the ability to show up for my kids the way that they needed. Now, you might be sitting there thinking to yourself, Jennifer, that sucks. I'm sorry. But what does that have to do with me? And it's a good question. I'll tell you, it has everything to do with you. Because while I might not know what's going on in your life right now, I do know that last year, 65% of employees said that they were experiencing burnout. And I know that nearly 1 in 4 American adults experience burnout before the age of 30. 30. So no, I might not know exactly what's going on in your life right now, but maybe there's some sleep issues happening. Or maybe you're dealing with some irritability. Maybe that's the problem. Or maybe you just don't want to leave your house and go anywhere, ever. Right? Does that sound familiar to anybody? And I got to tell you, that's where I was living. And I was so tired of feeling like I couldn't find the solution because it looked like there were solutions everywhere. Everywhere I looked, there was a new morning routine or a new day planner that was going to help me out. Nothing helped. And eventually I realized that the reason nothing was helping is because those solutions were not looking at the right problem. And the solution ended up being self-leadership. And so what I want to do is share just a little bit with you today about what I have learned since I've gotten up off that bathroom floor, so that you can learn the way that I did, how to show up and say, I've got you, to the things in your life that matter, and really mean it. I talk about self-leadership in 3 stages: being, doing, and belonging. And we have to start with being, because that's what we are. We are human beings. And to lead yourself well through being, you need 2 skills: stability and awareness. Stability is your nervous system. Are you in fight or flight and unstable? Or are you in rest and digest and stable? Of course, knowing when you are unstable and learning how to get stable again requires awareness, right? There are all kinds of ways to practice stability and awareness, but I think the simplest and most powerful is mindfulness. I gave you a little teaser there at the beginning, right? Simply by paying attention to what you're doing when you're doing it. So if you would please take a really big, deep breath with me. Let it out. How are you doing? Are you here with me right now? Or are you thinking about dinner later tonight? How's your body? Like, are you comfortable? Are you missing armrests in the conference chairs? Mindfulness strengthens both stability and awareness at the same time, leading you through being, simply by paying attention to what you're doing while you're doing it. And of course, after we have achieved inner peace, we're going to ruin it by talking about doing things, because we all have things we have to do. Doing things is a one skill: self-discipline. Now, we don't like this word. It's a nasty word. It feels restrictive or punitive or in some kind of way judgmental. But self-discipline is actually the highest form of self-love, because it holds you accountable for the standards you want for your life. Self-discipline holds you accountable for the standards you want for your life. It also doesn't take as much willpower as we often think it does. You really only have to be able to answer one two-part question. What do you want? And why do you want it? Right? I call this first order or second order consequences, right? I'll give you an example. I am in the middle of a very specific fitness goal for myself. We were talking about it earlier, right? I get up early, I eat clean, I am lifting heavy, right? And it's a great goal. And like all goals, it feels really fantastic on Monday and totally optional by Tuesday. Right? I know, I didn't even make it to the weekend, right? So when I wake up in the morning and I don't want to get out of bed, I just ask myself that one question: Jennifer, what do you want and why do you want it? First order consequence, any guesses? Sleeping in. It's cold. I'm tired. Second order consequence: staying as healthy as I can for as long as I can, so that I can continue to take care of my son. Now, this doesn't take tremendous amounts of willpower. It takes the skills that we got from leading ourselves through being. It takes awareness and stability. And when you are leading yourself well through being and leading yourself well through doing, you get the opportunity to lead yourself through belonging. But before we can belong with and for others, we must first belong to ourselves. And we do that through integration. Integration is the opposite of work-life balance. Integration invites us to be all of who we are everywhere we go, simply by bringing our values and our priorities with us during the day. Does anybody have a value they could share? Anybody? No? Yes?
Connecting with people.
Connecting with people. Connection. Fantastic. So in the morning when you wake up, if connection is your value, you wake up with the energy of connection. And then you slide that in your back pocket or your purse, and you take it with you all day long. Every engagement you have, every activity you do, you look for ways to bring more connection into your day. And when you do that, you become aligned. And you stop leaking energy, over compartmentalizing yourself, hopping from work mode to home mode all day long. You belong to you. And that is when you get the opportunity to finally belong well with and for others. Because you have the energy and the bandwidth to connect with them using things like boundaries and respect and real empathy. You have taken just a little bit of time to lead yourself and say, I've got me first, so that you have the capacity to say, I've got you. So if you would, just take out your cell phones for me really quick. And I want you to text yourself a message. Have it scheduled to show up tomorrow morning, right? And I want the message to say, I've got me today. And when that message shows up tomorrow, I want you to think of one purposeful decision you can make your future self will thank you for. What I said earlier is true. I don't know what's going on in your life right now. And I'm certain that whatever it is, it doesn't look exactly like mine did. But I promise you that when you begin to learn how to lead yourself first, you will have earned the ability to show up for things and people that matter to you at your best. You start with, I've got me, so that you can show up and say, I've got you. Thank you.